Good morning, everybody. So with today's video, top 5 Bulgari fragrances. So today's a bit of a different setup, as you could tell, huh? So I'm not in the other room today because I do have the place to myself. So I thought, why not come out to the living room and film? Now, this video will not be in any numerical order, shocker. But the first one is a great scent that actually came out either in 2022 or 2023, and it's a great spring and summer scent that's a little bit different from a lot of the other summer freshies out there, and that's going to be Bulgary Man Rain Essence. What makes this a different type of summer scent is that this is just really classy. Generally, a lot of these spring and summer scents, like these warmer weather fragrances, they're very casual, they're laid back. Yes, they're fresh. There's like a little freshness to this, but they're just like, they're not classy for the most part, and there's nothing wrong with that. This really does stand out, and I like this one here. This very much is a gentleman's fragrance because it has a lot of tea and musk. It does have the typical summer note of orange, so that typical citrus, which you do get, but in the opening you get a lot of this green tea and citrus. As the dry down does proceed, it becomes a lot more musky, and you do get this white lotus or this lotus flower. The base itself is guaiac wood and apparently amber. I get more of the woods than anything, but it's very, very musky. And then I would say it's like green tea with citrus. Then it's going to be that guaiac wood. There is this powdery undertone, and it's not like in your face, but there is a little bit, just like a faint powdery undertone to it. And this kind of smells like the name itself, Rain Essence. There is this freshness to it. But I find that, you know, like we've all smelled what a wet sidewalk is, or like a wet concrete after it rains and it starts to dry down, whether it's like naturally, like it's like still cloudy, or it's sunny. You get that like that wet pavement vibe. You kind of get that in this. It's a gentleman's fragrance. It's a little mature. I love it. You can wear this casually if you want to, but for me, this is like preppy, suit and tie, tuxedo. This is a great classy fragrance for like a wedding or just even for work. If you are about manners maketh man, this is a great signature scent, really. Next one is another great gentleman's fragrance that's actually quite old. It was launched in 1994 or 1996, and that's going to be Bulgari Pom. There's a lot of notes to this one here, but for the most part, it's just very woody forward. Very woody forward and like tea, I should say. There is notes of tea, there's aldehydes, lavender, of course citruses, there's iris, guaiac wood, pepper, musk, cedars, oak moss. There's going to be some florals of like cyclamen, geranium, and I think there's a little bit of rose. But for the most part, I just get a lot of woods and a lot of green tea with some citrus and maybe a faint florals, and I've got to say the musk for me, definitely for sure. It's mature. It's masculine, but I feel like it's more of that like old school masculinity when it's like kind of like Thomas Shelby, right? So if you're a fan of Peaky Blinders, I am. I love it. Thomas Shelby is a man's man, knows how to dress. That's just how they dressed back in the day. But they had this quiet confidence about them. They're not like today's brash, you know, like loud, brash, bro type of confidence. That's you know, like the manosphere, the red pill. If you're watching that sort of stuff and you're watching this and you're offended, sorry, not sorry. That's not true masculinity. That is not true confidence. That's just bravado. But Thomas Shelby, I will state this, he's not exactly what you would call a gentleman. He's a badass. So for me, it's like the old ways of being a gentleman, the way that they carry themselves, this quiet confidence, the way they dress, but it's just a gently masculine type of fragrance, kind of like James Bond. James Bond, he's a badass, yes, but he does have that debonair side, that sophisticated, that suaveness, that confidence. That is what this is, really. For me, this is a great spring. Summertime, maybe not so much because it might be a little bit too heavy for the high heat, but like cooler summer nights or the transition from summer to autumn, yes. Next one was launched in 2014, and this is both gently but definitely badass. This for me is a great leather jacket and black t-shirt type of fragrance, and that's going to be Bulgari Man in black. There's a lot of spice to this one here. There is going to be like leather, there is rum, tobacco. There are gently notes of iris and tuberose, which I don't get. I do get more of the iris from the atomizer than I do on skin. On skin, it's just very spicy. It's like rummy, like boozy. The leather, the tobacco. There is also this ambery benzoin, and I think there's going to be some Bulgary Aqua. This is fantastic. This is just fantastic. So they're doing some work upstairs, so you might be able to hear a little bit of that. Hopefully, it's not too distracting. But this just man's man. You know, it's got that gentleman side, but it's definitely got that bad boy side. On skin, you might get a little bit more of that iris and that tuberose. So if so, definitely gently. But this definitely does have that leather jacket, that bad boy persona. But at the same time, definitely that gentleman side as well. Number 4, let's go with something a little bit more casual, and it's a great high heat fragrance. This is really just a feel-good scent when it's hot outside, and that's going to be Bulgari Aqua Put Marine. Now I do have the original Marine, and I also have Atlantique, which is discontinued, hard to come by. Apparently this entire lineup has been discontinued, but you can still get the original and this online. I actually prefer this one over the original a little bit more, and I like the original. But this is just a little bit more fresher than the original. You are going to get aquatics. You are going to get this salty green seaweed along with grapefruit. There's going to be some petitgrain, some rosemary, a little bit of Virginian cedar, amber. But for the most part, it's just you get this aquatics, the sea notes. Like it's kind of like a tidal wave with like the seaweed washing along the shore. And I feel like it's going to be more driftwood than like this cedar itself, but you do get the clean citruses of like the bergamot, the grapefruit, including the neroli in the opening. This just when it's high heat, when it's summertime, like today, it's a scorcher. It's like 41 degrees with the humidity. That's Celsius. That's, I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit, but it's a hot day today. On a day like today, this is what you want to wear. And last but not least, I may have said that this is the oldest in this list. Well, I am wrong. Because next one was launched in 1992, but it doesn't smell like the 90s. This is definitely timeless. Bvlgari Over. If you like tea fragrances, this is one that I definitely think that you should check out. It's clean, it's green, so definitely a lot of this tea, but you also get a lot of juicy, bright, zesty citrus. There's also going to be a little bit of lily of the valley, there's jasmine, Bulgarian rose. I don't really per se get a lot of florals, but there is this orange blossom that is definitely there. A whole lot of musk, along with like cedar, sandalwood, and more. So just a very tea and citrus forward type of fragrance. That's what I really have to say, with a faint florals on me with musk and a little bit of woods. This is spring and summertime. It's unisex. This is a gentleman's fragrance. If you're a badass, this is more for you than this. This is just for like your manners maketh man kind of guy. Like these two fragrances here, the Rain Essence and the Pom, very gentlemanlike. So is this. This just, like, I find that even the ladies can rock it. But for me, it's probably a little bit more towards the men. You know, it really depends on your skin chemistry. I really like this. Like, this one is just different because of that tea and just this green aspect. Really classy, but at the same time, you could wear it like white t-shirt and jeans if you want to. Preppy I think is like the way to go, but this is also a great like suit and tie fragrance. And guys, that is top 5 Bulgari fragrances for 2025. Any other videos that I've done from this brand, they will all be down in the description box below. If you want to see a previous top 5 or might have been a top 10 that I did on this brand, check out right here. And if you want to see a smell rate on the brand, check out right here. Guys, I thank you for your time. Take care, and I will see you later. Thanks for watching, everybody.